have to go nowhere. If someone ever asks me, I can never say where I'll be.
Good morning, guys. Today I'm in Budapest, Hungary, and wow, is this city gorgeous. Budapest has been referred to as the Paris of the East, and I totally see why. Ornate buildings, lush parks, and this like really old world charm. It's just beautiful. And you know, there's tons of videos out there already of the castle and the churches and the baths. So I want to show you a more alternative side to Budapest. So today I'm going to show you some really unique and funky places, as well as a few of my favorite spots here in Budapest. So now I'm heading to Espreskert Art Garden, which is an abandoned art colony that they turned into an art school in the early 19th century, but now it's just like this overgrown, abandoned art garden where there's all these statues covered in vines. Abandoned stuff. So in Budapest, there's quite a few abandoned buildings after World War II and the siege of Hungary. So there's a lot of cool abandoned things to check out. I found an abandoned train station. So I followed that path and it led to a train track with an open gate. So it looks like I found the train yard. And you can hear the trains, which sound really, really creepy. So from what I've read, the reason that all of these trains are abandoned is they were sent here for restoration back in like the 19th century, but then due to lack of funds, the building just was abandoned and nothing was ever done with the trains. These trains are so rusted out. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's like layers of paint and rust. It's so cool. It's so pretty. And now I'm gonna go into the actual depot that's abandoned. There are giant locomotives in here. Trains I've never seen this big before. And you can like see the insides of them. They're all rusted out and painted. Some of them have graffiti on them. This is some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. If you guys are ever in Budapest, you have to come check this out. So I am hiking on Güler Hill, which is a hill in the middle of Budapest that you can hike all over. There's trails in every direction, and there's a citadel at the top. So I'm heading up there right now to get some great shots of the city. Still climbing. Almost to the top. Getting there. I think it's like 100 more meters. So just north of Parliament is the Margit Bridge, and right in the middle of the bridge is a second smaller bridge that leads to Margit Island. Now Margit Island is this big beautiful park right in the middle of the Danube River. It's awesome. People come here to spend their weekends. It's a sunny, beautiful day today, so you'll see a lot of people walking around getting ice cream, biking, running, just enjoying the outdoors. so many places to just sit and relax and chill. Big trees, tons of shade, but also lots of sunlight, and the sun is peeking through the trees right now. It's so beautiful out here. This island is great. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. You have parks for kids, beer gardens for adults, things to play on, grass to lay in, a fountain to watch. It's pretty awesome. Budapest has some really unique parks. Margit Island is definitely one of them. Another really cool park is Memento Park, and we're gonna head there right now. So my next stop is Memento Park, which is a giant park outside of Budapest that is home to gigantic statues. So these statues are all depictions of what was going on during the communist era here in Hungary. So all of these giant statues used to be in all of the main squares of Budapest. And they were big symbols of communism and the leaders of the regime. And once the war had ended, the civilians really wanted to get rid of these statues. So they stole tanks and dragged these statues all the way out here. These statues are massive. I'm gonna show you in comparison how big they are to me. And I'm only 5'5", so I'm gonna set the camera up really quick and just stand next to one of these things so you can see just how big they are. The statue behind me straight up looks like they're trying to do the YMCA. So after World War II, the Soviet Union took siege over Hungary. Stalin was a communist leader. In 1949, he decreed that there needed to be this like massive statue built of him in the main square of Budapest. In 1953, a large group of rebels stormed the statue and tore it down, and all that was left were his boots. And quickly, the boots became a symbol of the rebellion. And now, the boots sit on this little pedestal right outside of Memento Park where you can climb up and get pretty close to them. You can see the boots up behind me. Now just imagine how big that statue was. Those boots are probably 5 feet tall, just the boots. And then underneath the boot statue is like another secret room with more statues and busts of Lenin and Stalin and other figures during the Communist Party. So these cases were designed to hold the bus, but for some reason they're sitting out here. I don't think I've ever seen anything creepier. There's just a glass box with a head in it. And here we have more faces, including this like demon child. That is the scariest thing I've ever seen. We got Voldemort down here. You lost your nose, buddy? I swear at any second I'm waiting for these heads to just like turn to me or blink or like do something really scary. They're just like, they're really creepy. All of these busts are designed with their eyes facing forward, so they really look like they're looking at you. So creepy. Like, here, I'm standing directly in front of these 3 busts and they're just staring at me. I'll show you what I'm looking at. They're literally just staring directly into my soul. That's terrifying. So like I said, Budapest has a lot of really unique parks, and now I'm in Philosopher Park. And so this park has statues of different philosophers from all around the world standing in a circle, kind of like they're having a full-on conversation. Something really great about this park, it's on a really big hill and it overlooks the back side of the castle. favorite views in the city because it's a view of the whole city. You can see the castle, Parliament, the Danube, St. Stephen's Basilica, and the Ferris wheel all in one shot because we're situated directly behind the castle. So you just get a little bit of everything. But there's the castle, there's Parliament, there's St. Stephen's, and there's the Ferris wheel. Another thing that Budapest really gets right is views. So I'm going to take you to one of the best views in the city, the top of St. Stephen's Basilica. So to get up to this lookout point, the total amount of stairs are 302. Some of them are winding, some of them are not. I think we have like 100 left. We're almost there. What's up there?
Just more stairs.
So this big thing behind me is the dome of the church. So we're inside the makings of the church, which is so cool. If you look up, that's the dome you see from the outside, but this is the really pretty dome you see from the inside. And this, my friends, is another amazing, amazing view in Budapest. Well, I was gonna talk, but this bell is interrupting me. Budapest is really big on books and reading. There are these beautiful little book carts all over the city where people can take a book and give a book, and there's libraries everywhere. I'm actually heading to one of the most famous libraries in town. It's beautiful on the inside and I just had to show you. So in my videos, I always try to show you guys really unique and interesting things. So why am I showing you a library? The Ervin Szabo Library is very unique. See, the thing is, what used to stand right back there was the Weckheim Palace. So this is a wealthy family's home in 1887. So then after World War I, the palace became property of the state and the family no longer owned it. Following that, the state decided to turn it into a library. And so when you enter this library, it looks like a standard library, nothing really special, just iron stacks of books, modern entryway, nothing too out of the ordinary. But you turn a corner and you're back in the palace in 1887. When the library was constructed around the palace in 1931, they decided to preserve the staterooms, the original residence. So when you go in, you can see that there's like normal library, and then just this like gorgeous stateroom, gold and white and silver and just like crazy Baroque detailing everywhere. So the staterooms were maintained basically in their original form, and then all the bedrooms and service quarters were turned into the remainder of the library, stacks, and offices. Now what I think is my favorite part is that one of the rooms is the original library and smoking room of the palace. So there's a library inside a library. Another really unique aspect Budapest has are the ruin bars. Their underground nightlife scene is so interesting. So there are tons of ruin bars here in Budapest, and I'm actually gonna make an entire ruin bar guide for you guys in the next video. But for this one, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek. So ruin bars are bars built into ruins or bombed out or abandoned buildings. And the great thing about them and what makes them really unique is they leave the building semi as is, a little still ruined or dilapidated, and then they kind of construct the bar around it. Another really awesome view in Budapest is one of my favorite bars. It's called 360 Bar, and it's on the rooftop of this building. So that'll do it, guys, on my favorite things to see and do here in Budapest. There's so many unique and cool things here. You definitely need to come check it out. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really does make a difference. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, because I have a lot more Budapest videos coming.
Subscribe, don't worry. Have a nice day. Bye.
I'll see you guys in the next video.